When I was young, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for my career, what kind of work I would have, but I went to university because I was interested in science and understanding how things worked. And I ended up doing a course in botany when I was age 19, and part of that course was a field trip with about 30 students. I was one, and I remember one very sunny spring day, walk out the hill with all of the wildflowers blooming, and I think that was the time when I realised that working in this area would be a wonderful way to spend my life. And shortly after that, I was walking through the laboratory thinking about what kind of work I could do, and I had a friend, Belinda, who was a research assistant at the time, and I thought a career like that would be absolutely fabulous. And so that moment I thought, well, I could be a botanist. And ever since then I've tried to do well in that space, and it was easy to do so because I found it so interesting. The curiosity really drove my passion, and it was very easy to find questions to answer and design ways to solve problems. And more as I went on, I became interested in doing that work in order to serve nature itself and help nature persist in the way that it does. So building an understanding of how nature works, how it responds to environmental change and to human activity became a focus of my research. And I think that continues to drive me to this day. It's been wonderful working with so many talented people and to build friendships, lifelong friendships from many of the people that I come across and interact with. And that's really been one of the highlights of my career, being able to work with all these wonderful people. In terms of how I'd wind back the clock and think about how young people might pursue a purpose like the one I found, I think it's really a matter of following your passions, and sometimes it takes a little while to discover what those are, so you have to be patient, but there are people all around you that can help you along the way, and I certainly found that from my own experience. There were a couple of my teachers who really inspired me to work in a career in nature, and they became lifelong friends into their 90s. And there are many other colleagues that I work with, my contemporaries and younger people than me now, that I really enjoy sharing an interest and work with. So I guess the message there is, don't think you have to do it on your own. You can interact and do it with others who will support you, and you can support them in return. It's always important to enjoy what you're doing, and I think if there comes a time when that's no longer the case, then don't be afraid to make a change. Sometimes change can be a little scary, but it's often worth taking a gamble, and it may surprise you sometimes the kinds of good outcomes that come from making a change. But I think change is kind of framed by a degree of constancy as well. I've always believed in the importance of nature at heart, and that's really been central to the way that I go about my life, both socially and recreation as well as professionally. Treating others with respect is really important too, and it doesn't really cost you anything to treat others with respect and be gracious and show gratitude, and all of that has led me to a very good place, and each time I look back, and I do that quite frequently, I think what a wonderful experience it's been. finally, perhaps another constant that's worth mentioning is that, you know, a career in nature is just that. It really does need to be in nature, and I've always found spending some time in nature as being really important for my own satisfaction, but also my inspiration and generation of ideas and understanding problems to solve that need solving. So spending that time in nature is a way of, you know, maintaining your resolve as well as your sanity and happiness, I think, into the future.